Hi students, welcome to online class. So in this video we are going to discuss about chapter 9 Introduction to C++. See, now we are going to discuss about a sample C++ program. So we are going to make a first look of the sample C++ program. So let us take a sample C++ program and then we can discuss what are all the lines which are involved in that sample program, and then why we want to use those lines, what is the purpose of those lines. So let us start our first C++ program that prints a string welcome to programming in C++ on the screen. Let us start our first C++ program that is going to print the string welcome to programming in C++. So this is the program. This program is going to print welcome to programming in C++. So when you see the program, first line you can see in the left side here the line number is mentioned. The first line mentioned the comment line. The first line mentioned the comment line. So they have given C++ program to print a string. So you know what is mean by comment. So double slash they have given single line comment. Then second line they have used the hash include. So this symbol is called hash. Hash include IO stream. Then third line using namespace std. Then int main function. Opening curly brace. Cout welcome to programming in C++. Then return 0 closing curly brace. So the 8 lines of program is executed. After execution, so what will be the output means the above program produces the following output: welcome to programming in C++. Now we are going to discuss about what are all the elements which are included in each and every C++ program. See, this is a very simple C++ program. This is a very simple C++ program which includes the basic elements that every C++ program has. So in this above program we have included all the basic elements. What are all the basic elements which are needed? So we can see, let us take a look at these elements. What are the basic elements means? Comment section, header file, namespace, and then main function. What are the 4 sections you can see? Comment section, header file section, and then namespace, and then last thing is main function. First of all, we can discuss about the comment section. So already we might have discussed about the comment in punctuator. So again we are going to discuss about the comment. Comment is a punctuator. It is used to perform one operation. What is that operation means? Whenever comment is used, the compiler simply ignores that particular line. The comment will be simply ignored by the compiler. There are 2 types of comments are there: single line comment and multi-line comment. So in this program they have given single line comment. What is a single line comment? C++ program to print a string. So they have created the C++ program and then they are going to print a string. So this is a comment statement. Any statement that begins with the double slash are considered as comments. So whenever whenever we use some statements, those statements should not be executed. Whenever we are using some statements and then those statements should not be executed, then you can give it as comment. So we can use double slash. So that means that it is called a single line comment. It is called single line comment. So compiler does not execute any comment as a part of the program. So they are non-executable statements. Can you understand, students? They are non-executable statements. So simply these statements are ignored by the compiler. These statements are not executed. whenever if you want to write one or more lines, whenever you want to give multi lines of comment, whenever you want to give multi lines of comment, then you can go for multi-line comment, that starts with the slash star, then one or more lines should be typed, then you want to complete with star slash. Can you see here? Slash star, then multi lines, then again star slash. Whenever you want to use single line, then you can use single line comment. So the comment should be only within single line. The comment should be only within single line. So these statements are non-executable statements. These statements are non-executable statements. Then second line we have discussed is hash include IO stream. What is mean by hash include IO stream? Usually the C++ programs begins with this particular statement. Usually the all the C++ program starts with, that is begins with this particular line. So what is mean by hash, what is mean by include, what is mean by IO stream? See, hash, the symbol hash is a directive for the preprocessor. The symbol hash is called the directive for preprocessor. This means these statements are already pre-processed by the compiler. These statements are already pre-processed before compilation. Before we are compiling, these statements are already pre-processed. So that is called hash. And then it is informing that you want to include IO stream header file. You want to include IO stream header file in this particular program. So that is the meaning of that. Hash means preprocessor directive. All these statements are already pre-processed. That is, hash include IO stream is already pre-processed. Before the compilation itself, it is pre-processed. So you no need to process again. And another thing, it is informing that you can include IO stream, the header file. That particular header file should be included in the program. Then you might ask, sir, what is mean by IO stream? See, here they are given hash include IO stream statement tells the compiler's preprocessor to include the header file IO stream in the program. Right, now you will ask, what is mean by IO stream? IO stream means input output stream. What is mean by output stream? Input output stream. The header file IO stream should be included in every C++ program. Why? To implement the input and output functionalities. That is, whenever you are using input statement and output statement, whenever we are using input statement and output statement in the program, then you want to compulsorily include the hash include IO stream. Why? See, in simple words, IO stream header file contains the definition of its member objects cin and cout. So which is called input statement cin, which is called output statement cout. So all these objects are already predefined. All these objects are predefined in the IO stream header file. So whenever we include this header file in the program, then only the compiler can understand what is mean by cin and what is mean by cout. So again I repeat, students, header file hash include IO stream. Hash is called the preprocessor directive, and then it tells the compiler that hash include IO stream is already pre-processed. So no need to process this particular statement again. And then it is informing to the compiler that include the IO stream header file in the program. Then why we want to include this header file in the program? Because IO stream means input output stream. IO stream means input output stream. This IO stream header file contains the cin and cout definitions, declarations. So cin, cout member objects are already predefined, that is already declared and predefined in the header file called IO stream. So whenever we are using cin and cout in our program, we want to include the header file IO stream, because the cin and cout declarations and definitions are explained in the declarations and the definitions are explained in the IO stream header file. So if you fail to include IO stream in your program, an error message will occur. Why error message will occur? Because whenever we are using cin and cout statement in our program, the cin and cout definitions and declarations are explained in the IO stream. Without including the IO stream header file, it shows error, because the compiler cannot understand what is meant by cin and what is meant by cout, and we are not able to give any input, and then we are not able to send any output. We are not able to give any input, and then we are not able to get any output. Right. Now we can go to the next line, that is using namespace std. What is mean by using namespace std? The line namespace std tells the compiler to use the standard namespace. The line using namespace std tells the compiler to use the standard namespace. So what is mean by namespace? Namespace collects all the identifiers used for the class, object and variable. So what are all the identifiers we have used for the classes, objects and variables? All are collected together, and then it is stored in namespace. And then namespace provide a method for preventing more conflicts. So whenever we are using the identifier for class, object and variable, we can repeat the identifier again and again. So for that particular purpose, one variable name can be repeated again. One name can be repeated again for another variable. So at that time, namespace provides a method of preventing name conflict. So there will be no confusion with the identifier name, class name or object name or variable name, because whenever we are using the namespace std, so std means standard. So using namespace standard, so there will be no conflict in whenever we are using the large projects. So it is the new concept which was introduced by ANSI C++ standard committee. So this concept was introduced by the ANSI C++ standard committee. Can you understand, students? Right. Now we are going to discuss about the main function, int main. So what is mean by int main? See, C++ program is a collection of functions. C++ program is a collection of functions. Every C++ program should start with main function, or else we can say that every C++ program must have the main function. Without main function, we cannot create the C++ program. Without main function, we cannot create the C++ program. So every C++ program will have the main function. Every C++ program will have the main function. So what is mean by main function? Why we want to use this? All the executable statements should be given within the main function. All the executable statements should be given within the main function. Not only that, the C++ program starting point is the main function. The C++ execution starts from the main function. So whenever we are compiling the program, whenever we are executing the program will not execute hash include IOStream using namespace std, because so those statements are already pre-processed, so no need to worry about that. So which is the starting point of the program means main function is the starting point of the program. So from the main function the program starts the execution. Can you understand, students? Each and every C++ program should use the main function. So main function is the starting point for the execution of C++ program. Not only that, all the executable statements should be used within the main function. All the executable statements should be used within the main function. So that is what they have given there. So this is the starting point for the execution of C++ program. Then, so what are the statements they have given between the line number 5 to 8? What are the statements that are given between the curly braces 5 to 8? See here, I will show you the book. So in this book, here you can see, so what are the lines they have given? See the fifth line, opening curly brace is given, and then two lines they have given. So in the fifth line they have given opening curly brace, and then 6 and 7 they have used first cout statement, welcome to programming in C++. Then what is the 7th line? Return 0. Then 8th line closing curly brace. So the executable statements are given within 5th line to 8th line. See here, they have explained here the statements between the curly braces, that is line number 5 to 8. Within the line number 5 to 8 are executable statements. We have given cout statement and return statement. Right, now we can see this is actually called as block of code. Which is actually called block of code? The statements within the curly braces are called block of code. So this thing also we have discussed in the concept called punctuator, curly braces. Whatever the statements which are given within curly braces is called block of code. Right? In line number 6, cout simply sends the string constant welcome to programming in C++. So in the line number 6 we have used the cout statement to print the string. What is the string we are going to print? Welcome to programming in C++. And then as we discussed already, every executable statement must terminate with a semicolon. See here in your book, here they have given semicolon. Is it right or not? Why they have given semicolon? Because that is an executable statement. Each and every executable statements should be separated by, that is semicolon, should be terminated by, not separated by, should be terminated by semicolon. Right. In line number 7, return is a keyword which is used to return the value what you specified to a function. So they have used the return statement. Return statement is used to return the value to the function. Return statement is used to return a value to the function. So what is the value they have returned? Return 0 to the main function. Return 0 to the main function. So the return statement we can discuss in later chapters. Right, I think you might have understood this video. So let's end the class. So thank you, students.